it's Heather. Heyday Sews. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again for another Friday Sews, where we talk a lot about sewing and a little bit about life. Thank you for the host, Jen, for putting this together. It allows me to see a lot of great YouTubers and what they're sewing on, what they're working on, and following all their great makes. So what have I been working on? I've been working on the Saltwater slip dress. I gave a little preview in my last Friday Sews. We talked about this one that I was wearing, my muslin, which I absolutely love. This is not the standard pattern view A, I guess. Chelsea from Friday Pattern Company did a full tutorial on this hack. The Saltwater slip dress is kind of a sheath dress. It does have the ties, but this bodice is clearly quite changed from the pattern. I haven't even made the one on the pattern, the intended view. I've only made the hack. So this was my first one. And I will, of course, pop up pictures and video. Now my muslin, I did not put the straps on, because it was the muslin. But I did put elastic, like Chelsea recommends on the video, on a new line drawn, filming outside where it's gorgeous, so forgive the motorcycles and trains and dump trucks and everything else. I made a new elastic line for the back of the bodice, right where the new bodice line meets. Chelsea talks about that. You can just draw it right onto the pattern. I did do, unlike Chelsea's video, she has these very dramatic, awesome tied straps, and she omits the straps. But instead of doing that, I used her changed bodice, and I still use the ties on two of the versions and the adjustable straps, but not the ties. I have used those ties very similar to that on a Love Notions Tempo sundress, which I loved. And I would probably do it again. I just love them, but I just really like these adjustable straps. I love using the hardware to give you some that extra functionality. So my first one I absolutely loved, and then I went to Joann's and found this fabric, which I love, and I will pop up videos and stills. This piece of bias, well, it's wrapped like a bias once it goes on. This is it two pieces sewn together? I believe it is, to make this, yes, to make this strap. And then what I noticed is, when I cut the waist ties out, they were just a little bit shorter than this one. So on the third version, on this version, I cut 4 of these so that the ties for the waist ties would be a little longer. And here's what happens. On the blue one, I noticed that I could tie it in the back, and it's great for shaping. However, I did notice if I just tie it if I make them a little bit longer, I can wrap them around and tie them in the front and still have a little bit of slack here. So I think that's a great feature. And this fabric I absolutely adore. It came from Moods. My husband got it for me on our anniversary. So it's been a couple months, and I did want to put this on Instagram with the hashtag PF Sew Your Stash. Punk Frockers, the podcast, is running an Insta challenge this month of September to try to sew down your stash. And although this hasn't been in my stash very long, few months, since June. I had started to feel that it was kind of precious and I didn't want to cut into it, and Jenny, I believe, was talking about that on the podcast, where you can't keep that fabric too precious. It's in your stash for a reason. You loved it, you bought it, you need to cut it up and make that dress. So that's what I did. So glad they encouraged me and are running that Insta challenge, because I will certainly put this up with that hashtag on it. And I just love the fabric so much. So I'm definitely giving the Saltwater slip dress Chelsea hack a thumbs up for sure. I love it. Weather is much better today. I came out yesterday and tried to get some video and some stills, and what happened was it was so cloudy that the video just wasn't good. So I decided to come out on to redo it today. And in the Sunshine State, you know, it always delivers. If you get a couple bad hours, you're going to get sun the next day. South Florida is pretty promising for that, for sure. So what else have I been working on? So you know about Project Dress a Girl, Project Dress a Girl 22, and I did make this cute little Allison tent dress, which I talked about in another video. I love the butterflies. So this is a size 10-12, and talked about all about this one in another video. But then I found this lovely fabric, this yellow, which I think is so pretty, and I made it similarly with the bias tape. I did just, instead of having ties on this one, I cut it off at the V and just sort of cinched it in a little like I have before. And I think I got a really great result. Just waiting on the tags from Madi so that I can just put the new tag on this one here. So I should get those in the mail hopefully in the next couple of days. Thank you, Madi, and thank you for running the whole thing. Just what you're doing is amazing with Project Dress a Girl, and we thank you so much. So my work in progress here on Holly, actually I've made a lot of progress. This is the crossover top by George and Ginger. I've really just got a little bit more to do. I made a muslin in a red cotton spandex, which is cute as it can be. It's the, you know, it's asymmetric, so there's no sleeve on this side, and on the red cotton spandex there is a short sleeve on this side. And I just think it's a really cute top, very trendy. I love George and Ginger. And the pattern is written for cotton spandex or double brush poly. Any 50% stretch knit would be fine. However, I did have, because of the Punk Frockers September challenge, I was trying to sew down my stash and hopefully not buy any more fabric. I did break that a little bit. I bought 4 yards from Joann's, not much, just a very little bit. Except for the fabric that I needed for Project Dress a Girl. But I will say I was trying to sew down my stash, but I had this sweater knit and I got it from the, like a clearance rack. So it's not the best quality, and I do want to stop really buying fabrics that aren't of good quality. I would rather spend my time and my money on a good quality garment. And with George and Ginger, I am taking a chance here. I used a sweater knit. So it was in my stash. I want to sew it up. I want to get rid of it. The pattern, actually, if you can imagine, I've already cut it off. It goes through and around the shoulder like this, but it constantly, I feel like it just rubs and pulls over here on my lower shoulder. And I was noticing on the George and Ginger page on Facebook, one of the ladies had just cut it off here and kind of tacked it down underneath, and I love the look. So I tried it on the red cotton spandex. I loved it, so I'm going to do it again on this one. However, I did notice it's a little bit more form-fitting, you know, closer to the body than I would want. So I might, and I have just done a fabric, and I've done this before, I might cut it at the waist and just put kind of an A-line skirt on it. I am telling you, there is no George and Ginger top pattern that you can't cut at the waist and put a skirt on and it's not amazing. I've done it before and I love the look. You can't go wrong with George and Ginger, really. Just one of my favorite pattern companies. So this is my work in progress and should be ready hopefully for the next Friday sews. I think definitely. And I do feel bad. I was hoping to make this for my friend Nikki. She really likes this pinky peach color, and she requested the long sleeve on one side, and of course it's sleeveless on the other side, and she'd like to wear it with jeans. But I think what I'm gonna do is, because I'm not loving the quality of the way a sweater net looks on the inside, it doesn't take to serging very well. I did play with the differential some, still don't have exactly like I like it. So what I decided to do instead is to do a zigzag instead. And like I said, the pattern doesn't even call for a sweater knit. This is just my adventure, something I'm trying. So I think what I might do is just continue making this for myself. Nikki and I are right about the same size. And I'm going to do one for her in maybe like a cotton spandex of her choice. I think that would be better because, you know, the thing about George and Ginger garments is that they are as pretty on the inside as they are on the outside. So I don't really think this is nice enough to gift. So Nikki, you are up next. I am also considering making this. A girlfriend of mine from the gym gave me a garbage bag full of vintage patterns, and I kind of want to play in all of them and make dresses and all the different purses. But I did notice this one, and they're calling View C. This is Butterick 3264. They're calling View C a top. To me, it's a bra or bralette. It doesn't have any wires or boning, that's what you call it. There's no wires or boning or anything like that. So that could be right up my alley, and I think it's adorable. I think with the right fabric, could be fun. I do not use a lot of Big Four. It could be a way for me to return to Big Four. I think I'm gonna dig around in the bag that my friend Jenny at the gym gave me and see what I can find that would be fun. And you've seen this before. I don't know why I feel like I need to keep telling you about this when it's 90 degrees outside, but my blush sweater knit that I am absolutely in love with, and I'm thinking about, there's the Canyon cardigan by Love Notions, which has a lot of great shaping. It actually has a waistline on a cardigan, so I think that's wonderful. The pictures look great. The other one that I'm thinking about is the Sinclair Patterns Harper cardigan. This is a free pattern, so that's kind of exciting. It's very fitted, so the shaping is super in either one of them. Tell me in the comments which one you think would be better with this pretty blush sweater knit. I really like both of those sweaters, and they look great in all the Insta pictures, but tell me what you think. And if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe, hitting like and subscribe, and also your bell notification to find out when the next Friday sews is going to be coming out. Thanks, guys.